Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be basically talking about how to win more in Arena, get more points, or just do better in Arena, get more kills, because as I'm sure all of you guys know, the new season is out, Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3. The kind of change or update was last night. If you're watching this video in the future, it was on the 17th. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought and think of the new season. Like, if you guys think it's good, if you guys think it's bad, let me know, because I am definitely curious to see what you guys think. In my opinion, I think it's going to be interesting for comp gameplay, but I definitely think it's going to be good for the casuals. There's tons of weapons, maps changing all the time, etc., etc. So it kind of depends on what kind of style you play. But I guess we'll never really know until the update starts changing and the map starts changing. But yeah, if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you slap a like button on it. Comment what you want to see for a future video. Hit that subscribe button. Use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and let's get into it. So now my first tip, and this is a big one, and it's basically finding out where you're going to drop, especially with this like brand new map where it's basically half of it's underwater. Now, obviously, if you guys don't know, it is like raising above the water levels every single week. Like, it's going to get higher and higher until the map is showing again. But basically, for right now, you guys kind of got to find a spot where you're comfortable dropping for the first like 2,000 points, or maybe if you're not the greatest player right away. You can just hot drop and kind of practice your fighting. If you're good enough, you can kind of get some free kills, get some free wins, get some free 15 kill games, etc., etc. when you're at the lower points. But once you start getting to the higher points, or once you start getting a little bit better competition, then you're going to need to find a drop spot that is decent for you. For me personally, I don't really know where I'm dropping yet. I only played like 4 hours last night, then I just woke up this morning and decided to make a video. But for me personally, like I said, I'm not really sure where I'm going to drop. I'll make a top 10 drops video very soon to basically allow you guys some tips or ideas on where to drop along the map. But yeah, it's super important to learn where you're going to drop, learn all the chest spawns, learn all the ammo boxes, learn how to rotate out of there, where other people normally land if you're contested. Just things like that. Do you guys have any slurp barrels around you? Do you have any mobility around you, etc., etc., right? So it's super important to figure out where you land and where you're going to land for the future of the next couple months or so. So now my next tip, and this is a super big one, and this is important if you're good, if you're bad, if you're an average player, whatever the case is, but you need to stop taking those 50-50 fights or those bad fights. So what I mean about that is basically there's tons of different bad fights. Like, one of them would be if you're low HP. Instead of going out to shield or running away from the fight, you just take the fight. And I know you might be at 50 points and you might be a really good player. But if you're at 10 HP and the person's at 200, it's going to be pretty difficult to kill them, especially with pumps removed, to hit that 200 damage shot unless you charge up these new shotguns. It's definitely going to be a little bit difficult to hit those big damages. So if I were you guys, if you're low HP, just leave. It's not a big deal. Like, you'll survive, you'll get more points, etc., etc. The next one would be something like potential third parties. Like, if you're a big POI and you're in a big build fight, high chance you're going to get shot out, or someone else is going to come in the fight even if you win it. If you're low match, just things like that, right? If you're at a disadvantage in the fight, just think to yourself every single time, just be like, is this really a fight I want to take? Should I dip? Should I just let these two guys fight it out, or whatever the case is, right? It's not, even if you're W keying, if you're playing for points or whatever the case is, just because you have a chance at killing someone doesn't mean it's always the right play to take. So now my next tip, and this is a big one, and a lot of this will more depend on what points you are, but basically rotating early is just so important, whether it's early zone, or first zone, second zone, third zone, or even moving zones. Just getting to the other side of the map as soon as possible will just literally help you so much. Whether it's even first zone, just getting into that first zone, not getting storm held, not getting beamed because you're rotating and then someone's just hiding in a bush because they're already in zone, or whatever the case is. Just getting in is so much better. You have a better position. You can move to the next zone early, because if you're just stuck and you're not moving and you're stuck in storm, you're not gonna have time to heal, you're not gonna have time to farm up, you're just gonna keep moving and rotating, right? So whether it's first zone, whether it's last zone, whatever, just make sure you put a priority on rotating as early as possible. That way you have a less chance of being held on the opposite side, you can hold more people, getting you more kills, more points, more HP, more mats, etc., as well as just putting you in better position for the win or potential of the win throughout the game. So now this next thing is basically figuring out what you want to do in Arena. Now, is it you want to get as many wins as possible and practice winning every single game? Because if that's the case, then maybe you want to play a little bit more passive. Drop spot's going to be a little bit more passive, maybe on the offside of the map where you're not going to 50-50 people. Or are you just looking to gain points? Because if you're looking to gain points, winning is obviously a really good way, but getting good amount of kills in every single game is also just as important. So if you're going for just points overall, make sure that you're still taking, similar to what I said about avoiding 50-50 fights, make sure you're taking good fights where you know you have a chance to win. So make sure you're still playing semi-aggressive. If you're going for points, like I said, don't just play the game for the win, just hide in bushes. Like, obviously, if that's your play style, sure, go ahead and do that. I personally recommend you play a little bit more aggressive and learn how to be a little bit more aggressive, because you're not going to be able to play the bush play style or whatever, that kind of play style, the entire time, especially if it gets to tournaments. But if I were you, like I said, I would just learn how to fight. This is a perfect time in Arena where there's no point to get into champs for a while until FNCS. So just fighting is a really good way to practice and W keying, etc. like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Make sure you play semi-aggressive. Make sure you actually W key people. Only, like I said, if you have an advantage, like if you beam someone before, if you're going to be the third party, if you see someone get shield broken or whatever the case is, right? Just make sure that you're taking smart fights, but you are taking the fights. If you're going for points, just getting the win isn't always enough. Someone might be getting a 5th place 10 kill game, and they'll be getting more points than you getting the win with 1 kill, right? So getting kills is just super important for getting points, as well as actually improving as an overall player. Like I've made in every single video, the more you fight and the more you W key, the more people you take on in every single match, the better you're going to become, especially if you're learning as you're fighting and improving your mechanics, etc. So now this next tip kind of is going to be thrown on to the last one, but it's basically to improve in Arena, you have to put time in on outside of Arena. So basically, if that doesn't make sense to you, what I mean is to get better in Arena doesn't always mean just grinding Arena, playing it for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, right? To improve in Arena basically is like 4 main things. You have to have better game sense, you have to have better mechanics, and for those mechanics, it's building, editing, aiming, and that's basically it, right? So basically what you need to do is put in time improving during creative time or 1v1 box fights, 1v1 build fights. I've made a video, literally last video, you can check it out. It's basically how to improve your mechanics, and improving your mechanics is going to be so important to actually start winning your Arena games. You can be a really good rotator, you can be super smart, but if you only have average mechanics, it's going to be a lot harder to win games and do well in games. Obviously, there's few exceptions to the rule. For example, RBK Arab, he maybe has, he has decent mechanics, not unreal mechanics, but his game IQ and rotation ability is just so far everyone else that he does very well and makes like grand finals, etc. Although, unless you're as smart as Arab, which very few people are, maybe like 5-6 people in the community is that intelligent, well then you're going to have to improve your mechanics, right? So getting there, go play 1v1 box fights, go play 1v1 build fights, go play zone wars, etc. like that. The more time you put into improving your mechanics, your game sense through VOD reviews, etc. like that, and just improving overall, obviously the easier Arena will be. Now, I'm not saying don't play Arena, just still play Arena, right? Like, you're still improving, fighting people in Arena and stuff like that, but if you're only average or you're losing every fight in Arena, maybe spend a little bit more time practicing in creative, practicing getting your better mechanics, getting better game sense, and then you'll do way better in Arena. So now my last tip, and this is a pretty obvious one, but it's basically if you're struggling in solo Arena, or let's say you're playing trio Arena, you're not having fun, you're not doing well, then just switch it up. If you're playing trio Arena, go play solo Arena. If you're playing solo Arena, go play trio Arena. Or if you're tired of Arena already, you've been grinding for a couple days, go play creative, or go play zone wars, or go play normal squads, or something like that, right? If you're struggling with your trio, find a new trio, try out new guys, right? Like, you're at low points right now. Even in a week, 2 weeks, if you're watching this video, you're still probably going to be at low points, even if you are at champions. There's no D-ranking system to my knowledge, so just play it. Like, have fun. Don't grind too hard because you're going to get burnt out, and just practice with people. Practice trying to find a new trio because of trio cash outs. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slap a like button on it. Comment what you want to see for a future video. Hit that subscribe button. Use creator code WraithFN in the item shop. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.